Before we take a trip to the Jekyll Island, we obviously need to take a little fishing trip to DHA.UP Mackerels, one of the freaking highest DHA fishes out there. Also, they look incredibly beautiful. Amazing. Here's my fillet. Here's how it looks inside. Never had mackerels raw before, but I always used to love mackerels because they were so fatty. Fatty on that DHA. Here's the fillet. Really good looking meat. Let's see, can we eat also the skin? Always eat the skin. If you eat salmon or some fishes, you cannot eat the scales, you cannot eat the skin. But let's see, can you eat the mackerel skin? So first time, raw mackerels, DHA, brain powers. So tomorrow we have our brains working optimally. So we can learn all about the Federal Reserve and how we've been fucked by it. That's really good. Obviously, when it's a fatty, it's a fish, and it's a fatty fish. Like salmon. It reminds me of salmon. Both really high on DHA, obviously. Yeah, it's actually really similar to salmon. Super nice and fatty. Holy shit, that's good. If you can get your hands on mackerels. Really cannot eat the skin though. Maybe fry up the skins. But obviously we wanna eat some of these raw, because we want every bit of that DHA. Because most of us are under attack by the rulers of mankind that we have been learning in the money makers, because they have had full-on attack on our physiology. And one way to counter attack or have a shield to those attacks that they do with their little devices, technologies, EMFs, food, air, water, NPC relationships, all that. One way to counteract that is with DHA. Because our brains, most of us, we're born into this system, we become extremely smooth-brained by our education. We eat bad food, our bodies don't get the nutrition that it needs. And on top of that, these days, this technology absolutely wrecks our physiology, wrecks our health, makes us even more smooth-brain retards. So we need more and more DHA, not less. And guess what? Who else is gonna eat raw mackerels? I'm the only person in Finland, if I would guess. Only person in Finland today, maybe in whole month of August, whatever, that ate oysters. Well, other people ate oysters also, but raw mackerels. Actually, it's so few little people that eat the right stuff. So obviously, the diseases are gonna go up, the retardation is gonna go up, all of the bad things are gonna go up, wrong decisions in life, bad choices, drugs, tech abuse, obviously it's gonna go up, because nobody's brain is working. How the fuck are they gonna make the right choice when they cannot even see the choices? Their choices are programmed into their minds. And guess why? It's possible because their minds, their brain is weak, it's struggling. The mitochondria in their brains is in a struggle bus. It ain't a freaking humming Lamborghini like it could be. And on top of that, obviously your parents and grandparents and so on and so forth choices also affected. Actually, I always had a very good working brain, obviously. But I did some damage in my 20s, especially with the veganism, 4 years vegan, that was the biggest mistake. Then obviously with the tech abuse, I talk about all that. But when I was in school, I always got 10s, straight A's for the Americans. We have a 4 to 10 system here in Finland. In most subjects I always got 10s, 9s. Because my memory was very good and it's all about memorizing. So I wouldn't even study that much, but somewhat. And I would memorize this shit. I was really good with languages, math, pretty much all of the ones that I was interested in. So I could memorize all that and my brain was working extremely well. But anyway, I was thinking why was that? And I was eating a lot. I was a little chubby when I was a kid. And I absolutely loved seafood. And that was considered kind of weird, but I loved mussels on my pizza. If we would go to the Mediterranean or some holiday, I was always like some sardines, or I would like some octopus or some squid. Like that was always my favorite. Like none of my family, not like my mother or father, they don't really eat that stuff. But I would always try that stuff as a kid. As a small little kid, I was always fascinated by all these different foods. And I would really love, like I remember mussels were my favorite. And obviously, otherwise we would have like pasteurized dairy. I would eat a lot of that. And some normal foods, but I would eat a lot of animal foods as well. That's a lot of garbage as well. But I would still get a lot of the good stuff. So my brain, it formed pretty good. I'm also the tallest person of my family tree that I know of. I'm like 15 centimeters taller than my dad. I was also a great athlete, still am, but I haven't done that at all this year. I've never had eye problems. My eyesight is still like 20/20, even with all the tech abuse in my teenage years and that. But I do notice now that if I, for example, today I've been all day almost inside, which sucks because the weather was bad. And I was all day looking at the screens and I feel like it gets my eyes pretty dry. So all the eye problems is because of the tech and bad diet. So bad environment. And I got like a lot of people are getting glasses in their 20s or teenage years these days. A lot of people. But I still have my vision. Of course, because I'm outside most of the days in the sunshine. And my eyes formed really good when I was a children. Because all of my formative years, from like 0 to 10, there were quite a few screens. We didn't really have all these screens yet that much then. We were outside. Also my teeth has been really good, although not perfect. They didn't all fit in together. so they had to put that one brace right over here. But I've never had cavities. These days I don't even brush my teeth anymore. Maybe once. When I was at the cottage for four weeks, I didn't brush my teeth once. I use some oil pulling. Sometimes that's kinda nice. But I've never had cavities, never had any problems with my teeth. So those are good signs. And I was even 4 years vegan and I still haven't had those problems. So I've kind of bounced back quickly. But one of the things why that is because, like I said, in my formative years, I was taking part of some good nutrition, although far from perfect. And then I made an absolutely retarded decision to go vegan for 4 years in my early 20s. So that kind of hindered some of my progression, because your brain is gonna develop into your late 20s and probably even further in some scale. But anyway, DHA.UP, oh yeah, we have to eat some raw chicken as well. Those are some thoughts. I was thinking, yeah, and also that's dry eyeball, because we have had so many salmon eyeballs. I also wanna have mackerel eyeball. Please. The eyeballs, the most nutritious bars. Ooh. That's different than the salmon eyeballs. There's this weird taste. Mackerel taste in it. But it's good. It is pretty good. Not as good as the salmon eyeballs, but good. The meat, 10 out of 10. Honestly, 10 out of 10. If you can get mackerels, get them really high in DHA. And we all need more DHA in our diets. If you can get animal brains, that's good as well. But most of us, we don't have that. So seafood is the best answer then. Oysters, salmon, mackerel, sardines. Crabs, mussels, crawfish, lobsters, all of that. Tomorrow, get ready. Let that DHA work its magic. Also, I gotta say, when you eat DHA rich foods, you really can feel the difference in your brain. If it is a good source, you also can feel it in your well-being, and also you can really feel it in your libido. I've said that multiple times, and it still holds true. Nothing makes me hornier than some high DHA foods like salmon, oysters, and probably mackerel. So libido up, get that shaft up for tomorrow, because we're gonna freaking see what the bankers, what gets their shaft really up, so they can freaking shove it in our asses.